Alan Millard here, men's rights equality advocate. Why don't animals need consent to have sex? Do not animals share an equal accountability with each other? And are they not more honest about the sexual process that takes place? Of course they are. That's why they don't need consent. They both are they're both a part of the sexual process. So they're both by equal participation giving their consent. That's the way it used to be in the old days. When both men and women were accountable, women were held equally accountable, as they should be. The interactive male-female arrangement consists of a mutual accountability level shared by two consenting adults. Humans are now, therefore, below animals in this respect, especially due to feminism's influence, and not prior. A man and a woman's equal status as adults cancels out any need for permission. Are they children and need their mommies okay? Otherwise, one of the two participants is granted less accountability for their mutual involvement in the process and equal participation in the act. Strange how that what some call equality has conveniently made women less equal to men from the past. Less equal as far as being mature adults with mature needs and attributes. This, as in the case of the sex act, spells entrapment for men. But it's a very deliberate targeting of men in the process. Have you ever thought about different languages and how people communicate outside of the spoken word? Well, sex is a species-wide language of its own, well communicated through sexual stimulation and, quote, body language. However, dishonesty is conveyed by many modern women, and that dishonesty is held against the receptor of their dishonesty, sensory transmission, rather than the deceiver, as was the case also in the past. Remember, female accountability. And for something that they have exclusive to them, a power over men. Be like men having power with money over women. Oh, but that wasn't right. But this is. Whether speaking the same verbal language or not, women communicate their sexuality very effectively. However, women who do speak the same language often dishonestly communicate their sexuality too. They are guilty of false promises, as their ill-intended actions were accurately termed in the past. Are we more apt to honestly convey sex stimulation to someone we know doesn't speak the same language as we do, knowing full well what we are communicating to them non-verbally? Yes, I think so. If that is the only means of communication, are we as likely to summon sex if our intentions are not sincere? Not likely. No, I see dishonesty too prevalent amongst women, and when caught at it, they laugh about it. Well, it's not laugh when they claim rape, is it? That's just as funny, right? Do we hold those who cannot communicate in any other way as accountable for the disingenuous actions of another? Do men in prison not wanting to have sex openly express their sexuality to other men and then cry rape due to the summoned results that occur? No. Are they not held more accountable for their actions, equal participation in the sexual process than are women with men? What it boils down to is the whole intention is to defy men and their sexuality, disregarding their sexual stimulation and entrapping them per lie by it. Laws have even been sculpted to make women's sexuality a weapon. Women knew better than to do this in the past, when they were not only more considerate of men, but held accountable for their actions. Their culpability was responsibly measured by what they wore and how they presented themselves. After all, it is initiating sexual stimulation. Conveyed consent per a means visual women have always used in their sexual interactions and direct communication with men. Porn, prostitution, and women's lingerie all attest to this. They are just no longer honest about it or held accountable as they were in the past for it. Women's sexual abuse of men is not only allowed but encouraged due to popular misandry. And with women using practically any means possible to attack men, weaponizing the female sexuality is a very potent means available for women to do it. Many innocent men are entrapped by the female's false promises as well as later by false accusations. Sex is seen as evil, so men are less innocent due to sex being a need to them more than it is to women. Besides testosterone determining the male's sex drive compared to the female's, admission to this branding by women themselves is evident by the old cliche commonly expressed by women: sex. That's all men ever want, with a negative/dirty stigma attached to this disgusting characteristic exclusive to men.